Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Montana, and in this video, we're going to be going over how to attack 4-3-6-1. It's the best defense in the game, and there's pretty much some ways that you honestly can't even attack it because of the way that the defense plays. It's probably the best, if not the second best defense in Madden, and there's still people that struggle against it. So in this video, we're going to be going over how I attack 4-3-6-1 and a concept that you guys definitely need to get comfortable with if you guys are still playing Madden and still facing this very annoying meta. Now, before I get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below, hit that noti bell, and if you got nothing to say, comment FTA. I left my hair out for you guys. Comment FTA. FTA stands for the algorithm. It helps push these videos to more and more people. So the more people we reach, the more we grow. The more we grow, the more we grow. But yeah, 4-3-6-1. Let's go ahead and hop into another scene so you guys can see the full screen. 4-3-6-1 is one of the most annoying defenses in the game. For the sole purpose, it gets random block sheds in the interior, and it's very frustrating whenever you are playing this specific formation. But there are definitely ways to attack it. The only reason why this is such a good defense is because of the random block shed. So I'm simply just going to send the defense right now, hoping to get that block shed out of this play, simply because it's just that annoying. So you see how Warren Sapp ended up just pretty much getting that insta shed. He ends up just breaking right through. There is absolutely nothing that you can do about that. You see how he gets the disengage here? He gets the disengage and he gets a free release pretty much right at my quarterback. And that's probably the most frustrating thing, but I'm here to tell you there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You can't shift your line a certain way because they're pinched, and it's because everyone is crashing in, and it creates this annoying little gap pressure where somebody's going to get that disengaged from time to time. Now, obviously, there are somewhat ways that you can attack it, because the problem with it is once they start sending everybody. So once they start sending all these people and you're not blocking anybody, that gets very frustrating. So first things first, when you're facing a defense like this where they're blitzing a ton of people all the time, first things first, you guys have to get comfortable. You guys have to get comfortable with your RPO. So what you're going to want to do is go to play type, go to RPO, and the best thing that you can do is find a formation that has an RPO that goes to both sides. What I mean by that is if you have an RPO that is going towards the right side, kind of like this RPO read bubble, you can kind of flip it. If there's any tight formation kind of RPOs that you can run, that'll work very well as well, because you're simply trying to make it so that they have to account for both sides of the RPO, because if they don't account for one side, you're going to be able to pretty much, destroy them with it. So this gun double stack, for example, that's going to be an RPO that you guys are going to be able to run, because they're not going to have the defense when it comes to this. So they're sitting there, and even if they go ahead and they try to change their defense up to where they're actually aligning themselves to actually stop one of the RPOs, they're not going to do it to both of them. So again, RPO, the read key is there, and we end up getting a few yards. We make that man miss, and all of a sudden we have a ton of yardage going down the field. So again, same exact process. Yardage, that's all we're looking for. We're looking for positive yardage nonstop, and we're looking to get these people out of this formation, because once we end up getting these people out of this formation, we're going to be able to audible into a different formation and kind of force them out of this defense, which is exactly what we want to do. So again, make a guy miss, and like I said, if you make a guy miss, you're going to end up with a lot of yardage when it comes to this. And that's pretty much the main gist of playing this 4-3-6-1 is RPOs force them out of the defense. So even if you're coming out of, let's go into one of the more popular ones, and let's go into Bunch Strong Nasty. Everybody runs Bunch Strong Nasty. It's one of the best formations in the game. And again, let's hop back into this. We press, we're sending everybody, yada yada. Our user's going to be right in the middle, and you're going to hold R2, see where the read key is, and most of the time you're going to be able to pretty much hit that guy and look at just look at the result. Just start to be comfortable running your RPOs. It's going to make your life 10 times easier, and it's going to force your opponent to actually hop out of the defense and adjust to exactly what it is that you're doing. Now, obviously people are looking for how to attack it. Curls. you got to get comfortable throwing your curls. Once you get comfortable throwing your curls and being just positive that your curls aren't going to be jumped, this is going to work wonders for you. So what I'm going to suggest is you guys hop into a formation where there's a three threat on one side. What I mean by that is you have three receivers on one side of the field, because one of those guys is going to end up in a curl, and you're going to create somewhat of a flood concept to that side where it's going to be like a curl flat situation. What I mean by that, let's go ahead and call cover 4, and we're pretty much basing this strictly off of the person that we're playing pretty much not having any kind of user, because when they're sending everybody, again, our whole goal is to make them not send anybody. We want them to send 3 people, we want them to send 4 people, because we don't want to sit there and block every single time. So let's say they're running a cover 2 version of this defense, and they're sitting there sending their pressure, blah 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 blah, crashing towards the inside. We want to create a concept towards the middle of the field, so we're gonna send him there, put him there, and you can even put this guy in a curl, put the other guy in a flat, or maybe even put him in a curl route. Doesn't matter. Now on the opposite side, we're gonna put one of these guys on a drag, and I'm gonna motion him out as well, and there's gonna be a reason for that. So again, we want to confuse the user, and this side right here is the concept that I want you to look at mainly, because this is going to be the concept that's going to frustrate your opponent a lot, simply because curls don't get guarded. People don't guard curls for some reason. It's one of the most, it's the easiest blind spot in the game. So depending on which way the user is turning, so you see the user here, if he darts to the left side, we know that our concept that's going to be on the right side is going to end up open. Somebody's going to end up open, and most likely, most of the time, I'll say 90% of the time, whenever I play someone running this defense, the curl ends up open all the time, because people don't account for it. They're thinking that it's a streak. They're thinking that it's something going up the field or a corner. Not a lot of people are looking for that curl to break open. So again, it's a quick route as well, and it ends up settling pretty much in a soft spot of the defense, which makes your life very, very easy. So again, if that user is chasing towards that left side, we're going to end up hitting the curl. If the user is chasing towards the right side, we're going to have the drag open right in the middle of the field. As you can see, this is this is just in case that user does not play anything. We're going to end up having this guy open on both sides of the field. We're going to take this read all the way down the field until they start to adjust and get out of this defense, because this defense is not the greatest once you learn how to beat it. And then the only thing that really slows you down are when they're sitting there running the defense with just the 3 people. So if I'm sitting there coming out and I'm calling this same, let's call cover 3 buzz. I believe that's the one that has the guy blitzing. Okay. So if I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm running the defense differently, I'm taking one of these guys and I'm usering him. That's how this defense is ran. They user one of these guys while having a lot more defense out on the field, and it just helps them out. So again, we're going to take that guy, and again, you see how that guy, and he gets an insta shed. There is nothing you can do about that. I promise you, it's been labbed all year. There is nothing you can do about the insta sheds that happen. You simply just have to move around in the pocket in a way that you hope that your linemen are going to end up picking up the blitz, or the guy who ends up getting a disengage, because that's all that happens in this formation are disengages. So this guy ends up getting disengaged here. As you can see, he just swipes him right off, and he ends up getting a nice little quick release towards the quarterback. So if they aren't sending that many people, and this is what you're dealing with, all you simply just have to make sure, let me just go ahead and make sure that these guys are bombed, and I'm gonna put this guy in a spy. So all you have to make sure is that your user is bouncing around in the pocket, hoping that a block shed doesn't happen quick. And that time, the only reason that he got a block shed was because he ended up with his X factor. So his X factor is the reason, but that is it. There's really not that many ways. You can slide protect, you can block one side and then shift your line to the other side just to try to block. And I'll show you guys that right now. So I'm going to block the running back. I'm going to slide protect to the left side or wherever the opposite side of the running back is. And I'm going to ID the mic on the guy that would be blitzing. And then I'm going to blitz everybody. I'm going to take my user. I'm going to sit him here in a spy. Let's crash him down like normal. The play is being ran like normal. And then you see the blitz is blocked. So the blitz gets blocked. The only thing is the disengages end up ruining your day pretty much. The disengages are the reason why it makes this defense so good, because the way that you beat a consistent Madden player is you beat him with an inconsistent blitz. Why? Because you're going to end up getting those situations where you're in 3rd and 20 now, because you end up getting that random disengage. But again, if you follow these tips where you're sitting there and you're forcing them to sit there and make that read, and you're forcing the user to go ahead and pick and choose. So let's go ahead and pick and choose and make them go towards that left side to guard the drag there, which a lot of people won't even do. But again, if he does choose to go guard that drag, we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit our curl right in the middle of the field, because it just gets right in that soft spot, and it's going to frustrate your opponent, and you're going to be able to go all the way down the field with it. Even if they're not sending any pressure, let's go ahead and crash our D line, and we're going to put this guy here. We're going to put this guy here, and everybody's sitting there doing their thing. It's going to be the same exact result. Just setting up the play real quick, and we're gonna have him go chase the drag. And again, if he goes and chases again, you have to make sure that this is the case. And boom, we didn't have the user go because our cursor was on it, so that the guy didn't even move. But if he went and chased that drag, that middle of the field ends up wide open. As you can see, it always ends up in that soft spot of the field. So this guy's going to have to guard something, and that's going to be the person's user. And by the time that happens, or if he crosses, as you can see, we have 2 guys wide open. And while this guy's going to be chasing who knows what. But again, the spacing in this is what makes it. The spacing in it is what makes your life a lot easier. And it just makes it so that you guys are going to be able to beat this 4-3 meta a lot easier. My name is Pony Montana. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. I will see you guys in the next one. And as always, 2 fingers, deuces, and peace out, you guys.